losing.
Welcome to Speak for Yourself, sponsored by the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I didn't know Colin was coming a minute ago or now. Colin was running up the street. All right, Marcel Swatter here with Emmanuel.
Hot dog. Hey, it's a no-tie kind of day, big dog.
Why is it a
When it's a no-tie day, that means I'm coming with heat, okay? The ties be choking off my brain cells, and they limit my takes.
Okay, I give you that. I like that, though. I see the little connection going with the gold-plated. Yes, looking nice over there. All right, let's get it started in Green Bay. I ain't give you gold-plated, for real. Aaron Rodgers and his Packers bounced back from their Week 1 loss in a big way last night against the Lions. Yep, I said the Lions. Rodgers was back to looking like the MVP. 4 touchdown passes was helped out by Aaron Jones, who? 4 total touchdowns. After the game, Rodgers responded to all the criticism that was thrown at his team from Acho. Take a listen.
I just think people like to say a lot of and it's nice to come back in here after a game like that. I think that there's even more now than when I started playing. There's so many overreactions that happen on a week-to-week basis. So it's nice to come out and have a good performance and get the trolls off our back for at least a week.
At least he didn't say your name, Acho. I mean, everything else. Did Aaron Rodgers make up for the drama with his 4-touchdown game?
So you don't make up for drama by doing what you're supposed to do.
Oh.
So no, they didn't. And Aaron Rodgers balled. Green Bay Packers fans, y'all won, but are we surprised? Y'all did what you all were supposed to do. Y'all beat the Detroit Lions. No. What you want me to do?
You're supposed to clap. It's a game. It's a win.
What you want me to do? Stand up and clap?
You gotta be happy about all the wins.
I mean, y'all beat. Yes, they are hard to come by. They're much easier to come by when you beat the Detroit Lions, however. So, no, he did not make up for all the drama of the offseason. Let me remind y'all the drama of the offseason. Oh, I'm offended. He wears the shirt. Oh, I don't want to do media interviews. Oh, I'm out at golf tournaments, but I'm not even at OTAs. Oh, I'm at Hawaii when my team is at practice. That was all the drama. You think that you can make up for 5 months of drama by playing one good game? So you can't make up for 5 years of cheating by being faithful one night. You can't make up for...
How would you know? I wouldn't.
You ain't in a relationship, and you ain't never cheated. You can't make up for 5 years of lying by telling one truth.
Oh, you would know that.
And you won't... See, that's all I like. That's all I like in America. And you think you can make up for 5 months of childish behavior by playing one good game.
Wow.
No, Aaron Rodgers played a phenomenal... He didn't actually play a phenomenal game. Statistically, he played a phenomenal game. But we all know in Marquez Valdez-Scantling, more than anybody, he missed some throws. But Aaron Rodgers played a really great game. But I look at it like this. Clean slate. You got blown out bad way by the Saints. You blow out at home the Detroit Lions. We back to the starting point. We back to square one. We are back to ground zero, if we shall. But I'm going to end my first lap, like this. The loss to the Saints in Week 1, 38-3, worst loss in a home opener for the Packers in 51 years. The loss Week 1 to the Saints was a worse indictment than the win over the Lions last night. So even if we wanted to say Aaron Rodgers gave us no drama all offseason and he was on his best behavior, the loss to the Saints is more damning than the victory over the Lions. So Aaron Rodgers is still at a deficit as it pertains to the drama of the offseason.
Oh, man, you're going to make me defend Aaron Rodgers up here, and that's not what I got written on this paper. But let me start off with what I have written on this paper. Yes, Aaron Rodgers and his 4 touchdowns did make up for the drama of this offseason, for him in particular, but not for the team at large. Let's talk about it. First, let's go to Aaron Rodgers, because all of this conversation and criticism is not directed at the Green Bay Packers. It's directed at Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers rightfully goes up to the podium post-game and defends himself. Now, Acho, I ask you, in priority, are you more concerned about Aaron Rodgers with a mic in his hand or Aaron Rodgers with a ball in his hand?
Ball in his hand, sir.
Ball in his hand.
Yes, sir.
Well, damn it.
Yes, sir.
He balled last night. So get up, do all that again, because that's what it's about. It's not about me wearing T-shirts. Not about where I vacation. It's not about what I think about those guys upstairs. It's about what this ball does. And you know what that ball did last night? Throw for another 4 touchdowns. How many interceptions? Oh, I can't even say that because he didn't have any interceptions. Y'all forgot who Aaron Rodgers is. Not only is he great, but he responds to adversity so well. Last night, 81% completion percentage, 145 passer rating. Who is Aaron Rodgers? Just the same guy who's thrown 4 touchdown passes in 3 of his last 4 regular season games. Okay. Acho just wants to give him the golf claps on that because you're supposed to do that. Yes. But if you're Aaron Rodgers, you've made that a standard, and that's why he's supposed to do that. But ask about, let's say, 28 other quarterbacks in the league, are they supposed to do what Aaron Rodgers did last night? They'd be like, if I could, I would. So stop using Aaron Rodgers against himself and stop using words against actions. We are NFL football players. Once a player, always a player. At heart, you and I. You starting to act real hosty up here. You starting to act real, and I can take some of them letters off too. You starting to act really like a host now. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, what are you supposed to do? You supposed to be Aaron Rodgers. You don't win them all. Only one team ever said we gonna win them all. The rest of the teams have to respond to adversity like Aaron Rodgers did last night.
Let's talk, big dog. Let's talk. I'm going to emotionally undress you if I shall.
Ooh.
You got kids. You got several kids. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count them up. My dog got kids. Here's what I know. I used to be a child. I act like one at times, but based on age, I really used to be a child. Now, in the Acho household, every Saturday, we used to have chores. We got 4 kids in the Acho household.
Only on Saturday?
On Saturdays. Because Saturdays, somebody got to mop, somebody got to sweep, somebody got to dust, somebody got to vacuum, somebody got to do dishes.
So is the house dirty on Wednesday is my question.
No, because, but like every day we clean, but on Saturday it's like,
y'all getting at it.
Yes.
Putting on Al Green.
And every kid had to do something.
Okay, let's
now,
go.
Sel, there came times in my life, I was a bad kid. I was the youngest, you know, they baby me, little mama's boy. I was the youngest, and so I would act up. I remember one time, maybe I was 9 or 10, acted up for several months. Now, finally, I got back. I course corrected. You know, I came back to who I was, my ways.
I need to know one of those act ups, though.
We'll get there.
All right, off mic.
I course corrected. Now, here's what did not happen.
What?
After the next Saturday came around, after me acting up for 5 months, and my mom said, hey, you got to vacuum the house, and I went and vacuumed the house, they didn't stand up and applaud me.
Yeah.
Because after 5 months of acting up, just because I finally did what I was supposed to do does not mean that I am worthy of praise. Does not mean that that atoned for the 5 months of misbehavior. So as I look at Aaron Rodgers, congratulations. He did what he was supposed to do. He is 18-5 versus the Detroit Lions. You play the Detroit Lions, you beat the Detroit Lions. That is what happens if you're Aaron Rodgers. But one win, Marcellus Wiley, cannot atone for months of bad behavior, not on the football field, nor in the life. Doesn't happen.
Well, you know what? That was a good example of trying to undress someone who's emotionless. And you know you ain't pulling on my heartstrings like that. Only way you're going to have me up here crying is 2 things. 1, talk about MJ. 2, talk about MJ. Everything else I can handle in this world. Okay, you forgot who you are. You forgot who you were back then. You were the kid back then. Aaron Rodgers, the parents right now. Okay. He is mama and daddy of the Green Bay Packers. You don't believe me? Aaron Rodgers kicked up dust the whole offseason. I ain't doing no chores on Saturday. Shut up. Shut up? Okay, you're grounded. He's like, do something. You're grounded. Go to your room. No, this is my house. What you mean go to my room? I own Lambeau until I say I don't own Lambeau. Oh, y'all got other kids? Oh, you love Jordan Love more than me? Put them in there. I dare you. Oh, you're not going to do that? Dog, he's the parent. And that's why he responded to his own mistakes. I don't know if you want to go here on camera, but I will. My mama and daddy weren't perfect. Therefore, I ain't perfect. But you know what? I saw it growing up. And when my daddy messed up, you know what my daddy would do? My daddy would go golfing. And I knew that my daddy liked to golf every day, but when he went twice a day, he messed up. My mom, she used to like go in the room and watch stories, just want to just put her pain somewhere else or look at somebody else's pain and say, mine ain't that bad. And I started to realize everyone has a coping mechanism. You know what? Aaron Rodgers has a coping mechanism, and it's okay. This offseason, he finally leaked. Every other offseason, Aaron Rodgers has been thinking the same thing. Why won't they help me at the skill position? Why won't they help me on defense? The one time they gave me a top 10 defense, you know what I did? Won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady gets it every time he wins the Super Bowl. Can I get some of that? But Aaron Rodgers never leaked. Finally, he kicked up dust. Finally, he didn't want to clean up his room. And then they tried to check him, and he reminded them whose name was on the deed, whose name was on that house. So when you talking to me about Aaron Rodgers, I got to remind you, it goes downhill. It doesn't go uphill to Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers proved that. Let's go downhill, though. Let's talk about these Packers, who led the league in scoring last year, and now they're 26th in scoring. That ain't good. Let's talk about the offense that's 29th in total offense. That ain't good. But the defense is the problem. Like, if you look at this team in totality, why did Jameis and Jarrett go off? J&J. Don't get that shot. Jameis and Jarrett went off, not because they went against Aaron Rodgers, not because they went against Aaron Jones. It's because they went against that defense. 26 in yards per play, 23rd in scoring defense, 28th in third down, can't get off the damn field. So Aaron Rodgers, once again, has to shore up the entire house, clean up the whole damn house, because he knows on the other side of the ball for half a game, even last night, that defense is leaking.
Here's the problem, Nosell.
What?
The Packers gave Aaron Rodgers everything he asked for within reason this offseason. I'm going to say it again. They gave him everything he asked for within reason this offseason. That's the only one he asked for. Randall Cobb and Aaron Rodgers, they roll dogs. Now you know this. Randall Cobb's my homeboy. I think I met Aaron Rodgers once in passing, but me and Randall Cobb, we know each other.
My dog.
So with that being said, we shortened up your contract to 2 years. Really, it's just 1 year because next year we know Aaron Rodgers not going to be here. We talked about that at length. We'll talk about it again.
He gone.
They gave you Randall Cobb. To y'all might be saying, that's just Randall Cobb. That is what Aaron Rodgers asked for. Might mean nothing to you, might mean nothing to me. But to Aaron Rodgers, it meant everything. Packers gave Aaron Rodgers exactly what he asked for this offseason, and all he's given them in return is 1 win, 1 loss. He's 13th right now in the NFL in touchdown passes. He got 4 touchdown passes, 2 picks. Tom Brady has 9 touchdown passes and 2 picks. So you can't tell me that after Green Bay did everything that Aaron Rodgers asked for, it took them a long while. I understand that. But Aaron Rodgers throwing for 4 touchdowns doesn't make up for all that. What will make up for all that? In all honesty, Randall Cobb having like a 150-yard game. Because you kicked up all this dust because you wanted Randall Cobb.
Good point.
And Randall Cobb only gave you 3 catches for 26 yards yesterday. Now, a true football fan understands 2 of those catches were pivotal. Extended third downs gave the Packers a 28-17 lead instead of a 21-17 lead. It truly solidified the win for the Packers. However, you can't kick up all this dust. Go to the media. Talk about how you should have re-signed Charles Woodson. You should have re-signed Jordy Nelson. You should have re-signed Julius Peppers. Put everybody on Front Street in regards to Packers management. Then they go and re-sign Randall Cobb, where he was at. They make a deal, not re-signing Randall Cobb. They make a deal to acquire Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb likely would have been cut by the Houston Texans per Texans insiders. And Randall Cobb ain't done nothing for you. Aaron Rodgers, you caused too much drama this offseason to win 1 game and think that it is all over.
Well, God, dog, why do we care so much about what these athletes doing in their real life, what they think about a team? We care more so, at least I do, we should, about how they perform. And let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and performance. Oh, he gets quiet. He the MVP. If anybody, I remember I was doing a show one time, and we were looking at Floyd Mayweather, and he had on like 9,000 chains, 400 rings, just showing, the fleet, doing what Floyd Mayweather does. And I remember we were talking, and we were like, damn, if the champion of the world can't floss, who in the hell can? If the MVP can't say, look, I got an issue here and there, who in the hell can? The same MVP who the year prior didn't even get the phone call that Carson Wentz got in terms of drafting your potential replacement. Carson Wentz gets the courtesy call, and Aaron Rodgers does not. You can't be mad at Aaron Rodgers for having this house and trying to refi. Like you need to do this in Beverly Hills adjacent. Like, interest rates are low right now, historically low right now, right? You ain't got to move. You ain't got to go buy something else. Because I remember you said 10% down in your numbers from last time. I don't want that again. But you can refi, and you can be on the phone with the lender having an argument. He had an argument with the lender saying, look, what are y'all giving me in terms of terms? These rates, what are y'all giving me in terms of resources, assets? I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers like, look, the lowly me, the highest version of me is still lowly to Aaron Rodgers. I'll admit that. But damn, boy, it was some times I dictate terms. I was making some moves internally. And I'm like, if I got to that place, good Lord, Aaron Rodgers can't get that same love or more so. And I think Aaron Rodgers held it together as long as he could. Besides that, when he finally did leak, why are we going to make it look like it's a flood? It wasn't that serious. He just said, look, I got issue here, got issue there, and it's the same issues y'all have, but your ego's in the way. I don't know. Me and you different. Obviously, I cleaned up every day. You, it was a Saturday affair. Coming up, Fox Sports' own Mark Sanchez, your dirty-ass house, will join us in studio. He'll help us answer if Matt Nagy is making a mistake sticking with Andy Dalton. No, Andy. But first, Dak Prescott had a big reason to be happy Sunday. We're going to tell you how we feel about his Cowboys 1-1 start. That's next on Speak for Yourself. I know that.
The Cowboys avoided their first 0-2 start since 2010 with a big road win against the Chargers. Now, Dallas had a balanced attack, nearly 200 rushing yards, and Dak Prescott led an 11-play drive for the game-winning field goal. Dallas is now 1-1 with the Monday night matchup against the Eagles up next. So, Sel,
yes,
how should we feel about the Cowboys after their 1-1 start?
You can take this literally and feel the same way that their record represents. 1-1, a little good, a little bad. But I'm going to go deeper than that. Are you an outcast? Let's talk about this team. I'm suspicious of this team right now. There are a lot of things to like about the Dallas Cowboys. You start with the talent. You start with the name recognition. You start with the game. And you say, okay, I like this team. And then you start to say, okay, deeper analysis. They went on the road and played against the Super Bowl champions and really could have won that game. Okay, feel good. Then they went on the road again to SoFi Stadium, electric crowd. But still, they weren't playing their best and won that game. So, wow, they went split against two damn good teams on the road. I feel good. But then I go back to what my coach always told us and always tried to teach us. He said, look, we need reliability. I need to know who you are every single Sunday. And I don't need you to go this way one day and this way the next day, because then I'm not going to know what to do with you. The Dallas Cowboys look like a jack of all trades, but a king of none, master of none. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they can win in so many ways. Problem is, I don't think they know which way they can win and then repeat that same formula for success. The Dallas Cowboys, until they can become reliable to themselves, are going to go up and go down this entire season. Do you run the football? If you run the football, you committed more to Zeke than Pollard. Okay, we're going to pass the football. We pass the football, or we're going to abandon the running game. Okay, what's our blend? Our blend is going to get us into a position where we got to kick 56-yard field goals against a non-playoff team. That is not the formula for success with all this talent. So I'm listening to you. You haven't converted me on Mike McCarthy just yet. But damn it, Mike, you better figure out this recipe, because there's too many damn good ingredients Grandma gave you for you to be messing up this cake like that.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Cowboys fans should feel cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with all this. You know, cautiously optimistic. Let me take y'all down memory lane, Cowboys fans. I worked for the Cowboys 2016 and 17. I worked inside of the facility in Frisco. The reason Cowboys fans should feel cautiously optimistic is because, yes, they're 1-1, but they started 9 out of the last 11 seasons 1-1. So that really don't mean nothing to me. But they did win. There's my optimism. Where's my caution? Ever since Dak Prescott's rookie year, the issues I saw for the Cowboys on Sunday are the same issues I've seen for the Cowboys. From 2017 till now, the issues the Cowboys have always had are the issues they displayed on Sunday. Dak Prescott, since his rookie year, 10-6, 9-7, 8-8, and obviously he got hurt. So what are those 4 issues? Number 1, Zeke can decline. Now, his rookie year, he declined from the heavens, but Zeke can decline. Number 2, offensive line has not been full throttle. His rookie year offensive line was out there firing. That's why they were 13-3. By his sophomore year, Tyron Smith had been dealt with injuries. By Dak Prescott's 3rd year, if y'all remember, Travis Frederick, he had health issues. By Dak Prescott's 4th year, we all know what time it was. Other thing, defensive players are either hurt or out of position. 2017, you draft Jalen Smith, but remember he was hurt. 2018, Leighton Vander Esch, but remember he got hurt. 2019, you still deal with guys being hurt and out of position, and now DeMarcus Lawrence hurt, and Cowboys players out of position. And the last thing, head coaching. Still questionable. You got rid of Jason Garrett because he was always 8-8 Jason Garrett. We bring in Mike McCarthy because he went to a Super Bowl. But he still shows us he can't manage the clock. So if I look at these Cowboys, I am optimistic because they won a game against the Chargers team that is supposed to be good.
Supposed to be.
The operative word there is supposed. Because we don't know if they're going to be good. We just know they're supposed to be good. I'm optimistic, Sel, but boy, it comes with some caution.
I'm listening. I don't want to do this to the Cowboys because, look, We got to remind ourselves, if we were in their position, how would we feel right now? If somebody walked up to you, you're a Dallas Cowboy, first of all, congratulations. Because let me tell you, there's the NFL, and then there's playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And that's no shot at all the teams that I played for, especially the ones that paid me. But damn it, when you are a Dallas Cowboy, you are received and perceived differently. If they would have walked up to you right out of training camp and said, your first 2 games, you got to go on the road. You're going to Tampa Bay, then you're going down to SoFi. If we give you a split right now, would you take it? Would you take that?
Yes.
They're where they're supposed to be. Let's respect that. But then you dive deeper and you're like, are we supposed to be here, though? Everyone's so bullish on this defense this year. Everyone's saying, look at them, they're making plays, and they are. And look at them, man, they look different than last year. 27th ranked total defense. If y'all hype on that, boy, y'all gonna have some badass kids coming home with these D's talking about, okay, we get somewhere. No, that ain't it, mama. Allowing the 4th most yards per play this season. That's another problem. Cowboys pass defense back on that junk. 31st in the league in a passing league. Here's the thing. Cowboys should have lost the game against the Chargers. They didn't. Take it. Cowboys should have won the game against the Buccaneers. They didn't. You take it. So where are they? To me, I'm just suspicious. You say cautiously optimistic. I can't go that far because right now I'm seeing more of the same. With Dak in the lineup, I shouldn't see the same. It should have an impact not only what the offense looks like, but the defense as well. When you look at Tom Brady, is it a coincidence or is it a correlation that Tom Brady always finds himself a good defense? He plays team ball. He goes out there and plays complementary football. Now, I look at Dak Prescott, who's more of that cut than he is an Aaron Rodgers gunslinger type. And I'm like, we got to start getting some complementary football in here. Not only in the running game, which we saw last week, but also in the defense. If not, they're going to look suspicious all year. And that's a 9-8, 8-9 type of record.
That's good. Sal, I'm about to steal something from you. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, this time. You going to give me credit this time?
I'm stealing. Here's the thing. I'm at least telling you I'm stealing. Like, at least I'm not like a normal.
I feel good about you finally telling me.
It's like, I'm not just going to rob you.
You did that before,
I'm letting you know, hey, I'm robbing you.
Yeah,
okay?
And it's happened.
Stop, thief. I'm about to steal from you what you stole from John Heller, our producer.
Oh, okay.
The Cowboys are almost barely.
I gave him credit, too.
They almost barely.
Yeah, they are.
The Cowboys, as I'm looking at it, were almost good enough to beat the Bucs.
Facts.
And they was barely good enough to beat the Chargers. So you almost good enough to beat a Super Bowl champion, and you barely good enough to beat a team that didn't make the playoffs. So where does that land the Cowboys?
Ooh, that's a range.
That's a huge range.
That is huge.
And it's a range that's going to tease Cowboys fans like the Cowboys have been teasing Cowboys fans for the last 25 years. Almost and barely. We almost good enough to make the playoffs. But we barely good enough to make the playoffs. You said something yesterday that was so profound, and it works for the Cowboys as well.
Ooh.
If you think the Cowboys are good, you're right. If you think the Cowboys are bad, you're right. Because that's where the Cowboys fall to me. I don't really know exactly how to feel. Cautious and optimism is an oxymoronic phrase. You can't be cautiously optimistic. It's like somebody saying cold as hell. It's an oxymoron. And the Cowboys, to me, are an oxymoronic team. Are you good or are you bad? But you can't be both. And right now, it appears that they're both.
They are both, and that's the craziest thing. That's why I always stress performance, not so much outcome. Obviously, you get to a point where outcome has to become the priority, or else you're going to find yourself outside the playoffs. But this team right now, in terms of performance, in terms of Dak Prescott coming back, last year, Dak Prescott, they were losing games in the beginning before the injury, correct? But he was on an NFL historical pace. He ain't on that pace this year. It's okay, because you guys are split. You guys are 1-1 right now. But is it okay that Dak Prescott has the 15th highest passer rating when you have top 5 in NFL history? Is that okay? I don't know. Is it okay that he's 16th in yards per attempt when that's not who Dak Prescott's supposed to be in this offense with all these receivers? Don't say I'm converting. I ain't changing on you, Dak, but is it okay when I see your passing touchdowns, you only got 3, Dak?
Wreck America.
Ooh. I ain't even talking about this defense over here because they got double digits, 20th, 30th. It's
this.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
I had to zoom in on my dog. Is this still Marcellus?
jealous.
I lose so many friends because I tell the truth all the time. And they be like, dog, you're supposed to stick out for me. You're supposed to root for me. I am rooting for you to tell the truth, damn it.
If I close one eye, it almost looked like Sel.
Sel, what did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all?
No.
I said this.
No.
I said this.
You better put it on where it belongs.
Look,
it ain't on Dak.
I said this.
Okay, let's go.
Now that Dak Prescott is paid, what are you doing? Wait a second now, Dak. You only 16th right now in passer rating. Wait a second now, Dak. You only 15th right now in yards per attempt. You weren't doing this last year, Sel. You weren't doing this 2 years ago. Dak Prescott was 4th in the league in turnovers, but we didn't care. We turned the ball. Oh, that can't be my Dak. That's not the Dak I know and love. That can't be my Dak Prescott. No, not my Dakota Rain. That can't be him. But now that he's rich,
My Dakota Rain.
look at how the man has changed. America, I tried to warn you. When Dak Prescott gets paid, things will change and his perception will change. I just needed to make sure we stopped and brought attention to this. Proceed, sir.
I will proceed, and now I'm going to protect my boo. I'm going to protect that. You ain't going to come up here and make me look bad. It's 2 games. It's a sample size. Obviously, he's off individually to a different start, slower start. I think they're really trying to figure out their formula. Look, the Dallas Cowboys, when they run the ball like they ran the ball against the Chargers, they are 11-0, 175-plus yards under that. Like, run the damn ball, and that's the problem.
With who?
Here's the thing. Run the ball with Tony Pollard. Stop playing. I hate when people say, well, you know what? If you put them in Zeke's conditions, they stack the box again. No, they don't. I hate when people say, let's do some deep analysis. We need to do a show just with the film study and the laser out and the rewind click button. Because people are like, well, they stack the box when Zeke's there and they don't when Pollard's there. Are you a fool? They using Zeke to do what Zeke does. Go in there and get a cloud of dust and help in pass protection. Because right now, these plays are not working out for you. Put Pollard in the same position, same play call, and then you see explosiveness. All I'm saying is I think the money is dictating why the play selection is going the way it's going. It's tough for them to just finally commit to the running game. But I ain't looking at your face no more. It's okay. Dak got paid. Tom Brady got to run a game.
He done changed. He done changed, y'all. He done changed.
I just want great teams to play great. And right now, this team is playing a little suspicious. Coming up, if Andy Dalton can play, he's going to start. Fox Sports' Mark Sanchez will help us answer if the Bears are making a mistake. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Flip edition, huh? Flip. This weekend on Fox, start Saturday strong with the Big Noon Kickoff pregame show, 10 Eastern, live from Soldier Field in Chicago. Then at noon Eastern, 12th ranked Notre Dame takes on number 18 Wisconsin. Huge Big Noon Saturday begins at 10 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports Hub. Andy Dalton, Andy left Sunday's game with an injury, but he avoided an ACL tear. Also avoided contact. I don't know how he got hurt. Justin Fields replaced the vet and threw an interception with just under 100 total yards in the win. Bears said Monday that if Dalton is healthy, he's going to still be the starter. Joined now by Fox Sports analyst Mark Sanchez in the house. Sanchez called the Bengals-Bears game on Sunday. So, Mark, how big of a mistake is Matt Nagy making? Sticking with Andy Dalton.
Listen, before we answer the question, all I got to say is I sat down with Nagy in the pregame, okay? In the meeting getting ready for the big game on Sunday, okay?
Because you called the game.
Because I called the game.
Okay.
And he drew the parallel saying, this is what I'm trying to do here. And Sanchez, you'll understand. You're a quarterback. I said, okay, hit me, coach. Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes. Andy Dalton, Justin Fields. That's where he's going. He said, I lived it. I was in Kansas City. I saw how much better of a quarterback that Patrick Mahomes became running scout team and learning from Alex Smith. Now, I said, I understand, coach. I get it. That makes sense in a vacuum and in Kansas City.
Say it.
Chicago's a different animal now.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are calling for Fields as soon as Dalton got hurt. I mean, there was barely a second of, oh, no, is he okay? It was, Fields is on the field. Fields is it. Hey, guys, stop. Stop what you're doing. Stop traffic. We got our guy, you know? So I understand the intent, and I believe that might be in the best interest of Andy, so he gets to play a little, Justin, so he gets to learn a little, and the organization. I understand that. But in this market, that's a tall task to pull off right now. I mean, I don't envy his position. That is really, really hard. But you could see the contrast in Fields. There's flashes, but it's not all there yet. But he's a rookie. That's quick, too. So expect it.
I think that Andy Dalton is well, first off, how big of a mistake is Matt Nagy making? He's making a huge mistake. He's making a huge mistake. Here's why. Andy Dalton is clearly better than Justin Fields right now. We can all agree on that?
Agreed.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
But Justin Fields is going to take leaps and bounds. Justin Fields is going to get exponentially better. Andy Dalton is going to get incrementally better. Let me bet on exponential growth. That's where I'm at, fellas. But as I was prepping for this, and I was like, I'm about to sit by my dog, Mark Sanchez. Y'all remember Mark Sanchez, top 5 pick. Y'all remember Mark Sanchez rolls into New York.
Top 5, that means he's 5th.
Just be, see, you see
I hate when people do that.
You see how he does
Top 5.
You
Yeah,
see
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just say he was the 5th pick. That's how you gonna knock a top 5 pick?
Because you know he ain't
How you gonna clown a top 5 pick?
20-second timeout, right?
Okay.
I love when people
Break
do
it up,
that.
break it up.
I digress. I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Like in track, if you get 9th place, you got last place. It's not 9th. Okay.
Are you done?
Oh, yes, I am.
Look, I'm going to cut to the chase. You did not get rid of Mitch Trubisky for Andy Dalton. Period. That's what it comes down to. You did not get rid of Mitch for this. That's not what we did. If I'm a Bears fan, that's not what we did.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky, he was all right. We got the full screen. Can we throw the full screen up? Y'all got the full screen? If not, I'm just going to talk.
it.
Mitch Trubisky was 25-13 in his last 38 games. Andy Dalton, 11-22 over the last 3 years. Mitch Trubisky, he won 66% of the games. Dalton, he won 33. But bump all that. Mitch went to the playoffs twice. Dalton, goose egg. Mitch, Pro Bowl. Dalton, goose egg. Now, obviously, Dalton played on worse teams than Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
However, I get that because I like Dalton. I like Dalton as a person. I like Dalton just as a human being. But you don't get rid of Mitch for this. You get rid of Mitch for Fields, but you don't get rid of Mitch. But if I am a Bears fan, I don't know if y'all have ever heard this this riddle before.
Oh boy.
Guy goes to the doctor's office. He loses his sight. Hey, guy goes.
You gonna do this live?
Chill. I'm doing this live.
Oh, God.
Guy goes to the doctor's office. It's not a riddle. He goes to the doctor's office. He loses his sight. Doctor gives him his sight back. He goes.
How did he get there?
He was led there. He's left it there. See, he asks too many questions. That's why I don't like working with Columbia. He gets on the train. He goes through a tunnel. He thinks he loses his sight again, and he's like, he freaks out. If I'm a Bears fan, that's the situation I'm in. I had Mitch Trubisky. I get rid of Mitch Trubisky. Oh, thank God, it's going to get better. Dude. I open up my eyes. I see Andy Dalton.
It's Glennon and Mitch again. It's the same. They didn't know they were going to get Mitch. I was there with Mike. Mike, you're the number 1. Sanchez, you're the number 2. Awesome. Mike's at a Bears event. They draft Mitch on draft day. Mike's at a Bears event.
Yeah.
We didn't know that was going to happen.
Thank you.
They didn't know they were going to get Fields. So they had him just in case.
Tell this dude, did you watch
It wasn't like, oh, we're getting rid of Mitch for Andy, but we might get
You want me to be excited about Mike Glennon or Andy Dalton?
No.
That's what y'all want.
Do you want to be, let's be real.
That's what y'all want?
They're steady guys.
Do you win Super Bowls with steady?
But you don't win a Super Bowl in week 2 either. And you don't win a Super Bowl by putting a rookie out there that's not ready right now. I thought Matt Nagy was making a huge mistake. But it's starting to look smaller and smaller by the day. And it really looked small after Andy Dalton got hurt, and I realized Justin Fields, not yet. You and I talked about this before, being defenders. We used to wish that the offense would go out there first. Not because we were scared. We just wanted to see how y'all going to play today. How y'all hitting today? Every day it's a different day, and it's a different way, right? So I know a lot of players that be like, not us first, but we going to go out there. Justin Fields, I don't know if he's rooting for this, but I think it's going to do him some good to not be out there in totality. You saw it. Not going to say he got exposed. He just got shown to be a rookie once again. So now I'm starting to say, in reality, this is not a huge mistake. In fantasy land, it is, because everyone imagines the backup quarterback or the young future as the guy who's ready-made. It takes time. It's a maturation process right now. So I think anyone who's thinking after watching Justin Fields go out there that he needs to go out there and continue to be the starter, go to that doctor's office you were talking about. Check their vision, because he's just not.
Take the tunnel first.
Take the tunnel, took an Uber, paid, then get robbed, all that stuff. You need to check your eyes. He's not ready just yet.
Okay, quick thought.
It's coming fast. The change will happen. Yeah. And he, like you said, exponentially. It's true. It's coming fast. This kid's figuring it out fast, but just not quite yet. He's close.
So I actually, in theory, in theology, I agree with y'all. Remember, I came on here maybe 4 months ago and I said the last 4 MVPs, Sanchez, you may already know this, they didn't start as rookies. Tom Brady, he ain't start. Aaron Rodgers, he ain't start. Lamar Jackson, he ain't start. Patrick Mahomes, he ain't start. I also agree that you can undermine long-term success with short-term achievement. So I'm with you in theory. However, going back full circle, if Matt Nagy's trying to draw the comparison where he was at, Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes, well, Alex Smith is greater than Andy Dalton. And we would have to assume that Patrick Mahomes is greater than Justin Fields. I love Justin Fields.
Facts.
But we'd have to make that assumption. So come on, man, Nagy. Like, you're doing a little too much if you really are going to try to draw this same parallel. Now, I do agree. Usher young quarterbacks in. But really, here's my thesis statement. Andy Dalton would not win any games that Justin Fields won't win. Why? Because they won the game because of the defense. You were there. I don't know how you was watching that joint, but 3 straight passes, 3 straight interceptions. So the Bears are going to win games because of their defense, not because of their quarterback. So since that's the case, Sanchez, why don't you just go ahead and let the young quarterback do his thing?
Because you can lose games because of the quarterback. It's not just what's going to win you the game, but what can lose you the game. And the interception last week, the fumble last week, those things can lose you the ball game. So they're just giving them little bits. And I said this on Colin, but playing quarterback in this league is like eating an elephant. Just one bite at a time. Take it one bite at a time, okay? Nice and slow, nice and easy. I understand the media is all over him. This is the right decision, but fans don't want to hear that. And, of course, Justin Fields doesn't want to hear that.
It's just so difficult for fans to understand the processor that's necessary and the processing speed of the quarterback position. Candidly, being a defensive end, we weren't stressed like some of the positions in terms of preparation. Let's be real. You got contained. Okay. You got the quarterback. Go get him. Okay. Running back, if he goes by, you go get him too. Okay. Do you really need to know what the safety is doing on every single play? It will benefit you to know the flow of the defense, but it wasn't a prerequisite. You guys not only have to know everything that's happening on offense, including your position, so all 11 positions, but then know what the defense is showing you, know if that's in disguise, and know what happens pre-snap versus post-snap. Here's the problem, and I'm seeing it from all the rookies out there. The rookie pool right now, it's not looking so special. All these guys will mature and blossom. However, you see Zach Wilson, 4 interceptions. You see Trevor Lawrence every single game stressed out because he knows he has so many issues all around him. I saw him throw to a basic cover 2. And he was like, oh, the corner going to be in the flats. And the corner said, no, you're a rookie. I ain't going to be in the flats. That's what you think in textbook.
I don't get responsibility.
You're right. I know. And you know what's happening right now to these rookies? The Elite 11 camp has them prepared. They're ready. They're all out there. Hey, I got my coach, and he's been coaching me since I was 6 years old. Problem is, if I'm a veteran, I'm not giving you what you think. I'm not giving you what you want. Post-snap, a lot of these rookies are finding themselves in harm's way. The only one that seems like they know what they're doing is Mac Jones, and that's just because the system is protecting them from himself.
This is cute and all. This is cute, but here's what I'm not going to allow to happen. Here's what I'm not going to allow to happen, Sel. Not on our show. Not on our show. We can't just have him coming in here and fronting. Sanchez lived this.
Oh, let's talk it.
He lived it. Because Sanchez showed up as a rookie. Probably, in theory, shouldn't have started. Was thrust into a situation, but you had a great defense.
It was a way different team.
Way different, for sure, but you had a great defense.
We had the 4th best rushing attack, maybe all time.
Running game and defense.
Sure, but you had a great defense. Your first year, you were 8-7. Now, you lived it. I didn't, so I get to know the stats. You was just out there doing your thing. First year, 8-7, threw more interceptions than you did touchdowns. It wasn't great, but what did that allow? That allowed for your second year, you to have an exponential jump. Now y'all are 11-5. Now you have significantly more touchdowns and interceptions, high completion percentage, and significantly more yards. So while you suffered your first year because you were thrust into action, and you probably shouldn't have been, the growth it paid, the dividends it made that next year was exponential, and you ended up being the Maxim Man of the Year.
That matters. You about to make him cry. He's on the couch. He about to tell you, I shouldn't have done all that.
You ended up being the man and doing what no rookie quarterback or second-year quarterback, I don't even remember the stats, so you're going to have to call me out after the show, but you like beat Tom Brady, you beat somebody else, you go to the AFC Championship game. So I'm just saying, what are we robbing? What future, what part of Justin Fields' future and the Bears' future are we robbing to protect and coddle little?
So Rex's approach was a little different because of the team that we had. The Bears don't have that team.
They have the defense, though.
They have a solid defense, but it's not what we were. We were like top 4.
Thank you.
That defense was top 4. Our running attack was top 4. Our special teams was silly with Mike Westhoff. We had Brad Smith. We won games in spite of me. Okay?
But my point is, can't the Bears?
I don't know if they can. I don't know.
They just did. They just did. And it was a bad Bengals team.
Barely.
That's true.
Barely. That's a team still learning how to win, the Bengals. Okay? They won last week. Joe Burrow said we would have lost that game 10 out of 10 times last year. They're still figuring it out. Against legitimate contenders, against the Packers, against other teams. come on now. I don't know for sure if that squad's ready for that.
Yeah.
I threw 5 picks, but we rushed for almost 250.
You don't have to admit that. You don't have to.
Against the Bills.
You don't have to admit that. Stop having flat.
AFC Championship game. AFC Championship game.
Okay, we don't care about. We don't talk about the 5 picks.
Yeah.
We talk about you being the maximum dude, wearing fresh suit. We don't talk about the bad.
I don't know if they could sustain that kind of success like we did because of the group we had.
And I'm with you, Sanchez. The next segment, you need to come over here because you over here talking about top 5 pick, he's 5th. Top 4 defense, they were 4th. Top 5 for running game, they were 4th. All these top 4s and stuff, just say 4th. Just say 5th. Coming up, did Aaron Rodgers' 4-touchdown performance last night help him move all doubt about his top Packers? Mark will help us answer that next. Oh, speak for yourself. I've never seen that.
Top 5.
Aaron Rodgers looked like the reigning MVP last night with 4 touchdown passes. Coming off a blowout loss in the season opener, and he definitely heard it from the critics. But Rodgers fired back after the game, saying, quote, it's nice to come out and have a good performance and get the trolls off our back for at least a week. Oh, Mark is back with us. He's no troll, but Acho, did Aaron Rodgers and the Packers remove all doubt?
You got 2 jabs in before you got on camera.
Oh, that's the best time doing prompter because you can't come back.
He got 2. You got 2.
Thank you, Shanks.
Dog. No, they didn't remove all doubt.
Not all.
And the reason they didn't remove all doubt, as I look at it, is you lost terribly to the Saints week 1. Terribly. Atrocious. Worst opening game loss in 51 years for the Green Bay Packers. But then you beat the Detroit Lions. So now let's just bring out the scale, if we shall, gentlemen. Let's bring out the scale. Lost to the Saints. Ooh, that weighed heavily. Beating the Lions. It brings you back up, but it doesn't counterbalance how bad you lost to the Saints. So no, it doesn't remove all doubt. Think about the Packers. The last several years, the teams that's knocked the Packers out in the playoffs, the Packers have also lost to in the regular season. Lose to the Bucs last year. Lost to them in the regular season. You lose to the Niners the year before in the championship game. Oh, you lost to them that year in the regular season. You're not going to see the Lions again. But who might you see?
You're saying the Saints are going to knock them out?
I'm just simply saying I don't read positively into beating the Lions. Aaron Rodgers is 18-5 versus the Lions, Sanchez, so it's not a big deal. Right. However, them Saints, you potentially might see again. And you might see the Saints again week 1 of the playoffs because the Saints aren't going to win their division. So you might mess around and got to get by the Saints the second you get into the door of the playoffs. They didn't remove all doubt. Aaron Rodgers played a good game, but not removing all doubt.
He didn't remove all doubt for all the Green Bay Packers, but I hope he removed all doubt in terms of Aaron Rodgers and his performance and people trying to project that Aaron Rodgers was in decline or all of a sudden didn't care enough to respond to the adversity of week 1. So let's stay in a vacuum. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. My God. If you Aaron Rodgers, no lie, you got to be looking at the outside world like you peasants. Like, how do y'all think that I've been playing football and I've been balling out of control since 2008? And now, y'all gonna come to me after 1 week? I am the reigning MVP. I am a multiple-time MVP winner. I am a Super Bowl champion. I'm Aaron Rodgers, and there's a guy by the name of Tom Brady who has 7 championships, and we call him the GOAT. But you can go to any sports bar, any barbershop, and hear Aaron Rodgers' name brought up in the same conversation as Tom Brady. You know why? He that damn good. And he's like, after 1 week, I lose to a 12-4 team from the year prior. Like, the Saints weren't sorry last year, and some people said that their quarterback was certainly in decline, and the switch at quarterback, maybe a moot point. Here's the point. If you look at you losing to a 12-4 team in week 1, why the sky falling? And then you respond and obviously take care of business, beating the Detroit Lions. We can't forget in the locker room when we beat the sorry teams, we still were happy. You know why? We handle business. He handles business, so no more Aaron Rodgers slander. But the Green Bay Packers and that defense especially, we can talk about that.
Yeah, there's plenty to talk about there. But I think Aaron, he's just a victim of his own success and his own standard that he'd set, right? That's the issue. Then you have a tough outing week 1 when everybody's starving for this new NFL season, the best season yet, the year of the fan. Of course, everybody's got their opinions like, oh no, Aaron's in decline. Let's all freak out. And then you add that with the offseason noise. That's what everybody worried about. What people need to be focused on is 322 yards on this defense in week 1 and 344 in week 2. That's going to be their demise, not Aaron Rodgers.
First and foremost, kudos Sanchez. He's slick. You see how he worked in the Fox slogan, the year of the fan?
Yeah, he all that,
dog. My dog, brown-nosing at his best. Well done, Sanchez.
Sniper.
Here's why I'm worried. Aaron Rodgers, we just going to act like he didn't miss a couple pivotal throws. Now, to Sanchez's point, which was a great point, he's a victim of his own success. Goal line throw. An easy touchdown.
Did you hear him dissect it, though?
He admitted it.
Yes, they had way too much pressure in the pocket, and he got a little cute with his feet. He's done that so many times. When it doesn't work once, everybody's like, oh, his mechanics suck.
You talking about week 1?
Yeah.
Well, no, week 2. Yesterday.
Well, week 1 he got hit in the manhood. That hurts.
All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is
that part.
It's not as though Aaron Rodgers has yet been so clean to where we're just like, oh, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is fully back. 4 touchdown passes.
And 5 incompletions.
Bro.
Tom Brady has...
Oh, you up here.
Tom Brady got 9 touchdown passes. Jameis Winston got 5 touchdown passes. Kyler Murray just threw 4 touchdown passes. And we just gonna sit. And I'm just simply saying, y'all, how are y'all gonna act as though beating the Detroit Lions removes all doubt?
It doesn't. Go get him, Mark. No, you here.
That's not a fair question. That's not a fair assessment. Like, all doubt? Of course not. It's only been 2 weeks. But I'm just not worried about that guy. I'm not worried about that guy. 12 is not your problem. He's not the problem.
On the field, you're saying he's not the problem.
No.
Well, even off the field. First of all, I mean, we can't get into this like, well, what's his personality? What's his game like? Yeah. And if you're going to win MVP this year, there's only one person you're going to get it from. Aaron Rodgers got to be at the ceremony to hand you that, like the Masters. You got to put a jacket on him. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is MVP, so you give me Kyler Murray, give me Tom Brady, give me all those guys. They got to go through Aaron Rodgers to get that.
Can I call me?
Yes, sir.
Call me. Thank you. Can we baptize Sanchez in track and field?
Oh, no.
It's the first time.
I don't know.
It's the first time.
All right.
First time talking track.
Did you run track growing up?
Come on, look at me. Of course not.
Well, look at him. He threw the shot put.
I know I'm far too good looking to throw the shot put. Anyway, okay. In track and field, Sanchez, anchor leg, 4x400 meter relays, that's supposed to be your best leg.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is a problem. That would be dumb. Aaron Rodgers is not the problem. Talking to you all, camera. But what I am saying is this. When the Jamaicans had Usain Bolt running the last leg, obviously you know who Usain Bolt is, they don't care that they're behind because Usain Bolt is so good that he's going to be the solution regardless of what the problems are.
Okay.
Usain Bolt is never going to be the problem. That would be an ignorant statement. That would be an asinine statement. But regardless of the problems, Usain is always a solution. My question is, can Aaron Rodgers always be the solution regardless of the problems? He's not the problem. Same page. But anchor legs, sometimes we call them the eraser. Because regardless of all the junk and all the mess going on prior, anchor leg will erase the issues. Aaron Rodgers didn't erase the issues last week. He actually created some of them. Last year,
you know what I'm saying?
First 4 weeks of the season, Aaron Rodgers was the ultimate eraser. No, Aaron Rodgers is not the problem. I'm not saying that. But like Usain Bolt cleaned up every race, is Aaron Rodgers at the point right now? You know, he won all them golds now.
All right.
Is he at the point to be the clear solution?
How much time? We got time. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Running straight and making a couple left turns. I'm not minimizing Usain Bolt, but we're talking about the toughest position in all of sports here. Come on, dog. Come on. I mean, the guy's he's the fastest guy in the world. However, Aaron made 2 pivotal mistakes, and he cleaned them up, and he came back, and he's fine. They said this 2 years ago when we were at the other network.
Yeah, we don't talk about them.
That part.
When we were there, what did we say? Mid-season, we're on a show. Hey, you know, Aaron's really declining, really declining. And
that happened?
Whoa. They went to the NFC Championship game. That's
consecutive NFC Championship games. Here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers. Like, you got to understand who he is and where he is. He's looking at the surroundings like, you guys are not properly supporting me. But for years, mum's the word. I'm trying to be a good soldier. One, because I learned how Brett Favre exited this place. I don't want to leave like that because I was born into that situation. And he's part of why Brett Favre had to act like that in his exit. So Aaron Rodgers is trying to be the guy above board. You know how it is, man. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. And he was like, dude, I'm not getting any oil. Maybe I got to get a little squeaky up here. And he's coming off of an MVP after being disrespected with no courtesy call to draft a replacement. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, they're calling Carson Wentz, who they're going to end up trading, but they still gave him the courtesy call. If you can't look at those in contrast and realize where Aaron Rodgers is coming from, he's like, what the hell are y'all doing? Don't give me top 10 defenses. Don't give me special players in terms of skill positions. And then y'all looking at me like I got to be quiet about this. I'm doing as much as I can. Like you said, Sanchez, 12 is not the problem.
Here's the other thing I'll say. Aaron Jones went off last night.
Yes.
You know how hard it is to just stick to your running back? Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, You know what he said? We're going to keep a lid on this thing. We're not letting anything over the top.
That's a good point.
You know how hard that is for any of these other quarterbacks besides 12 and 12 in Tampa Bay? You know how hard that is to just dink and dunk your whole way and not commit errors and not try and force the ball down the field and not feel that pressure of social media and outside saying, oh, Aaron doesn't have it anymore. Now I'll fit this ball into triple coverage. You know how hard that is to say no? That power that he has, that ability that he has, and his ability to go, no, I'll check it down. Boom. Touchdown pass. My bad. To a running back. Oops.
It's a good point.
Come on,
That's
man.
a good point. I'm not knocking that.
That's impossible to do.
Here's my thing. I am not saying that Aaron Rodgers is a dude. I think Aaron Rodgers is more talented physically than Tom Brady. Let's make that abundantly clear. Physically. Aaron Rodgers is...
We got him turned.
Like Aaron Rodgers is that dude.
Right now.
All I'm saying is...
State's evidence. The whole thing.
The only thing that I've said and will say is I end my simple take, my very simple take, is I can't overcorrect his terrible game in week 1 by looking at his Lions win. His week 1 game was so bad that beating the Lions win just brings me back to neutral.
Okay, we're going to fight right now. Because you know what's crazy? When in your glory days, I don't know when it is, but take yourself mentally there. No, seriously, me too. I got a couple of times I'm thinking about, dog, one of the things that people don't understand is when you're going against other dogs, alpha on alpha, we're going to end in tie a lot of times. Oh, yeah. You win some, I'll lose some. That's fine. But when I play them little puppies, I'm about to eat off of them, right? That's what you got to do, like especially watching college football. You can see Alabama going against what team? Okay, it's time to pad the stats. Now we're going against some other dogs. We got to play Georgia one week. It's not going to look the same. It's okay to get your confidence back, get your mojo back against the Detroit Lions, because that's how we played the game. Why are we going to look at Aaron Rodgers the Great? And shout out to my man, Senor Cheesehead. Y'all see
Hey, I should have shouted him out. Now I'm in trouble.
He couldn't get hyped to the third quarter. He was sitting there with the cheesehead. Couldn't do the best. Oh, got to get it right. I like Aaron Rodgers' response to adversity. Can you start to respond to the adversity of this situation?
Oh.
Come on. Coming up, the Chiefs had a tough loss against the Ravens Sunday night. Acho, I pointed at you, too. Like I know you. KC got exposed. That's next. Oh, speak for yourself.
You let him disrespect Track. You let him disrespect Track on our show.
As a guest. He come back next week. It's on.
Now, the Chiefs are the beasts in the AFC, or at least they were. But the Ravens beat them by 1 point on Sunday night. Lamar Jackson said his team got the monkey off their back. Well, Patrick Mahomes had his first NFL loss in September. Now, next up for KC is a big division matchup against Marcellus's Chargers. So only right I asked, Sal.
Yes?
Did the Chiefs get exposed?
Yeah, they got exposed. And I'm not going to go absolute and say fully exposed, but certainly some thigh is out. You know what I mean? A little bit of Kim K photo shoot, a little bit like, what's going on? Little Ivy Park ad, you know what I'm saying? What's Beyonce up to? Here's the thing. You can see the pimple on this team right now. It's right there on their nose, and it's time to bust it, and it's time to talk about it. It's time to talk about the team that can't run the football and can't stop the run. Is that a formula for success in today's NFL? I don't think so. When you're 29th in rush offense and you're 32nd in rush defense, you got problems. And you know what these problems are going to lead to? Teams starting to understand what the formula for success is. Just run the damn ball. Cleveland Browns almost found that winning success against them, but the Baltimore Ravens did by running the ball. Two things are accomplished when you run the football. Obviously, you're going to pick up yards and move the chains, but two, you're going to take a chunk of flesh from your opponent that they're not going to be able to recover from. Let's talk about the chunk of flesh. Chunk of flesh. When you line up against the offensive lineman, you can look in his eyes, and you can see the sweat dripping, and you can see him over there breathing real hard like a raging bull ready to come at you. And you're sitting there saying, there's only two things that can happen. My coach, my rookie year, told me, Marcellus, calm the hell down. Why you over there running like Tasmanian devil? Only two things going to happen. He's going to run block you or pass block you. Calm down. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, right? Because in your head, you're thinking all these things. He's like, he coming this way or he going to go backwards. But when they come at you, and you know they're coming at you, moment of truth, trenches, pop. And you know the only way they're going to get something out of this play is moving me that way, and they actually do it, then they line up again and say do it. Oh, that's way different than an aerial attack. Well, I'm trying to run around you and play a game of adult freeze tag, and he's trying to push me away from the quarterback. That takes the soul out of a team. And right now, it's starting to take the soul out of these Kansas City Chiefs. Not only is that occurring to their team on defense, you know what's happening to their team on offense? Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, others, great players, sitting there, Gatorade, towel on, waiting for their opportunity, time of possession, clock ticking, and we still giving up points. It's a big problem right here, man. Chiefs, 28th in scoring defense. That's not good. Chiefs, worst total defense in the league. That's not good. It's going to add up against this team if they don't hurry up and fix those issues.
So they didn't get exposed. I like your take, though. I like your take. You said that my Chiefs got a little bit of thigh meat out. They got a little bit of thigh meat.
Ooh, that thigh out.
I like the take. But here's the kicker as I look at it. The Chiefs didn't get exposed because there's only one team that can do to the Chiefs what was done to the Chiefs.
Let's hear it.
The run game that the Baltimore Ravens displayed was a fictional run game. I've talked to one of the great offensive run game coordinators of college and pro, and they say that quarterback run game isn't actually a true run game because it's not that run game that makes the defense hurt and sour. Nah, quarterback run game, you get out schemed.
Yeah.
Here's why the Chiefs did not get exposed. They lost to a talent that is one of one. You lost to a talent that there's no other Lamar Jackson in the NFL. Kyler Murray ain't him. Josh Allen ain't him. There is no other Lamar. So you can't expose me if there's only one particular scenario in which exposure occurs.
You sure?
So if you or I were walking around in street clothes, we're not exposed, but say we walk into an MRI machine, well, all of a sudden we exposed. Because the MRI machine, you can now see some things that a person with normal vision cannot see. Lamar Jackson is not normal, nor does he have normal vision.
That's right.
So I'm not counting the Kansas City Chiefs as exposed because they were in a particular situation, a particular predicament that is non-repeatable. Now, sure, you go to a doctor's office, all of a sudden, even if you're clothed, they can see through that. But in your everyday life, if you're clothed, you Gucci, you're not exposed. In the Chiefs' everyday lives, they are not exposed. Now, when you run up against the Baltimore Ravens, different issue. Last counterpoint before I hand the mic back to you.
Man, you give me that mic back.
Let's remember, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with the 23rd ranked rushing offense. Won the Super Bowl with the 26th ranked rushing defense. So, although they couldn't run the ball and they couldn't stop the run, they still won the Super Bowl. So, I do not look at their inability to run the ball nor stop the run as exposure, particularly while we're in, as you just said last block, a passing lead.
Man, will you stop? How many yards did Tom Brady have in the Super Bowl? I remember this number, 201 yards in that Super Bowl. They won that Super Bowl. Did the Chiefs score a touchdown? Was that a blowout loss? Passing league, though, huh? Okay, how come? You know why? Because you got to be efficient when you have the ball, throwing it, and you just got to keep eating up that clock and pounding these boys. Man, look, and it's not just one team. Be real. Cleveland Browns should have beat them. Like Cleveland could have, of course, but you know, if you own Cleveland, you're like, we should have, right? So, and how? Because they got that two-headed monster. And it's crazy that if I'm looking at the Kansas City Chiefs, you're looking at teams that realize now, okay, we're going to learn how to punch. We're going to learn how to box with you. We're going to learn how to jab with you, counterpunch. But more importantly, you look at Baltimore, especially, not Cleveland as much, but Baltimore, they could throw that one-hitter quitter. They throw Lamar at them down. That's special. But teams going to realize, oh, Kansas City is amazing, but there's a way to outbox them. Just take this slowly, methodically down the field and take chunks of flesh and take their soul with you. Look, if you look at this team right now, they're allowing 202 yards on the ground per game. It's only 2 games. But we haven't seen a team this bad since the 1977 Chiefs. Worst in the league this year. Dog, this is bad. This is porous. You're not supposed to be in this predicament. He's the ultimate eraser in Patrick Mahomes. Is he going to be erasing anything from the sidelines? And that's what a running game allows you to do. Control that clock.
Everybody, including you, has to calm down, though, Sel.
I'm going.
Greg Roman, offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. His last 9 years as an offensive coordinator, he's had a top 10 rushing offense.
Yes.
His last 8 years as an offensive coordinator, he's had a top 5 rushing offense. His last 5 years as an offensive coordinator, he's had the number 1 rushing offense. The Ravens did to the Chiefs what the Ravens do to everybody and their mama. That's not exposure. If the Ravens did something that was an outlier, if the Ravens did something that they don't normally do, if the Chiefs allowed something that doesn't normally happen, I'd be like, man, they got exposed. But they went up against the number 1 rushing offense the last 5 years. The number 1 rushing offensive mind in Greg Roman the last 5 years. Of course they ran the ball. Water wet. It's hot in the summer. Of course what happens always happens. So to me, so it ain't exposure. If if what happened to the Chiefs can happen again, I'll give you that. But realistically speaking, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, ball got punched out going down to win the game. Realistically speaking, Ty Matthews still got a pick six. Chiefs still got another pick on the third drive of the game. So what the Chiefs do to win the games, they still do. It's just what happened that game happened.
Did Cleveland run for 150?
Second best rushing offense?
Yeah. So you're trying to tell me if they face any of the top rushing offenses, which Baltimore make the playoffs? I think so. Cleveland gonna make the playoffs? I think so. Oh, you're gonna run against those boys. 36 minutes of time of possession. Patrick Mahomes only has 24 minutes to operate. Now he put up 35 points because he's Patrick Mahomes. Good Lord. It's like, it's weird. And this is the age-old conversation. Defense wins championships. Yeah, but you can't stop a great offense, right? The greatest defense you can have is a better offense, right? But these teams now have an adequate offense. Cleveland, above average offense in Baltimore and Cleveland, running the football, but then playing good enough defense to keep them in ball games. Versus the Kansas City Chiefs and their defense, they can't stop anybody. So you can say, go Mahomes for 24 minutes, but there's going to be a point where he can't go anymore. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers figured that out, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers totally exploited that. It's funny that we always talk about the Kansas City Chiefs like this huge dynasty. You do this. They've won one ring. One ring. And I don't know how this year is going to play out, but you know that Baltimore can win it this year. And then Baltimore and Kansas City, Mahomes and Jackson have the same amount of Super Bowls. Like, in your mind, you can't even fathom that right now. Like, Patrick Mahomes, to most people, in their minds, is so far ahead of the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. If this works out for the Ravens, 15 guys on IR. Last team I saw ball like this with that much of a mass unit, 2010, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers. They won the Super Bowl. 15 guys on IR because somehow that fist gets tighter grip when you realize, oh, it's next man up and I'm ready for the moment. We'll see if Kansas City can fix their ills because if not, Baltimore and Cleveland are on their heels. Coming up, there were some winners in week 2 and there were some losers in week 2. All right, let's talk about which made the list. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Welcome back to Speak for Yourself. You can't put us on no turf.
You almost just pulled a hamstring. Calm down.
I sprained both ankles, Carson Wentz. All right, it's time for our week 2 winners and losers. But a quick reminder, we're not saying anyone or anything is an actual loser, but for 1 week only, certainly looked that way. Acho made me read that. All right, Acho, give us your losers from week 2 first.
Man, my third biggest loser, and I feel bad for this one because he was my winner last week. My dog, you're distracting. My dog, Jameis Winston. That hurt my heart.
That was fast.
It hurt my heart,
Already?
Because we talked about it yesterday. He relapsed, y'all. He relapsed. He went to his Harvard school, and then I don't know what happened to him during the course of the week.
Columbia.
No touchdowns, 2 picks, 6th time in Jameis's career that happened. I thought those days were over. They're not yet, but hopefully he never sees this list again. My second biggest loser.
Let's go.
I feel bad for my dog, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, quarterback for the New York Jets. Because all the growing pains, first quarterback last 31 years at least, with 3 interceptions in his first 5 passes. He had more completions to the opponent, the New England Patriots, than he had completions, or just as many completions to the Patriots as his own team.
Is that good?
On Sunday. As bad as it can get, big dog.
Thanks.
Then my biggest loser.
Who you got?
Dolphins fans. What? I feel bad for them, Sal, because one, you get blown out. Division, Bills. But beyond that, Tua gets hurt, gets carted off the field, rib injury. We don't know when he's going to be back. I just feel like they were on such a high coming off last year, all the great things. Tua, you and I had both defended him on this show. Now Tua's injured again. You just got blown out. And insult to injury, even the Hurricanes got blown out too. Just everybody in Miami just having a rough one, man. That's my loser.
But they still in Miami. They never losing. Another one. All right, let me go with my number 3 loser. I think my list is better. Why? Because I wrote it. All right, let's go with the Giants. Still jonesing for a win. What the hell is going on in New York? How many games y'all lost in a row? Oh, 5 of your last 6. That's not good. And y'all keep getting Daniel Jones hit. Daniel Jones has been more efficient with the football and actually protecting the football of late, but you can't see it materialize because whatever this winning culture is and what you're going to try to bring down from New England just is not working yet, Joe Judge. So come on. Y'all still jonesing for a win. My number 2 loser, can y'all pan down to these ankles? My man Carson Wentz, how you going to have 2 sprained ankles? Like, how you going to rehab? Like, you got to... Who's going to take you to rehab because you can't walk? And then you get in there, you like start on my right or my left. It doesn't matter. They both messed up. How you get hurt like this? Carson Wentz, dog. I'm injury prone. That's part of the reason why I'm up here broadcasting, right? You, Carson Wentz, I hate to see it, man. Seeing you on the sideline, having that defeated look. I don't know what you did in your past life, but exercise those demons and get back on that football field. They need you. But my number one loser, he's not number two as you had him. It is Zach Wilson. What the hell is the NFL doing? They still hazing rookies. They still out there looking at these rookies say, oh, you want... They are disguising coverages. They making you look at things you don't even see. And then Zach Wilson is pressing because he's in New York. And that media attention. And for some reason, there are greater expectations there than maybe down in Jacksonville, where you can see Trevor Lawrence understanding what he's dealing with and taking that in better stride than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is pressing. He's going to mess around and mess up his confidence.
I feel bad for Zach Wilson, but I got to be real. I'm putting that one on the Jets. Sam Darnold struggled. My dog Zach Wilson struggled. We was just sitting here with Mark Sanchez talking about how hard it is to play quarterback in New York for that franchise. So I get it. But let's move on to the winners.
Let's go to the winners.
Let's get some love. Let's move on to the winners.
Yeah,
Number 3, my biggest winner, third biggest winner, Josh Allen. That dude went out there and atoned for that week 1 loss, put up 35 points in his defense. Shout out to them for the shutout. But Josh Allen on the road, 15-4 since 2019, second best record in the NFL. That is phenomenal. Kudos to you, Josh Allen, for getting back in that MVP adjacent. My second biggest winner, Sal, Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, you on the train?
Yes. Well, he's a huge winner because, let's be real, he's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
First couple years in Arizona, hey, this ain't what you signed. We signed you up for. But you're an offensive mind, offensive genius, and boy, have you been brilliant. Yeah. Kyler Murray, your quarterback, tied for first in the NFL with 9 total touchdowns. Y'all are tied for second in passing yards per game. What you all have done offensively has been brilliant. At the point in which A.J. Green is an afterthought on your offense, the weapons, you have a plethora of them. Cliff Kingsbury, second biggest winner. My first biggest winner. I'm going to show him love because nobody else wants to. Offensive coordinator for the Ravens, Greg Roman.
Oh, after one win.
Nope.
Now you want to go there.
Greg Roman, 9-0 when his team rushes for 100-plus yards. 14-0 when his team rushes for 90-plus yards. Not his team, Lamar Jackson, rather. Greg Roman, phenomenal game plan. People clown Greg Roman. People say, oh, they limit him. He limits Lamar Jackson. Oh, my gosh. Well, you just beat the best team, second best team in football, best team in the AFC, primetime television, and Lamar Jackson balled out, and you schemed up so Hollywood Brown could ball out. Greg Roman, biggest winner on the week.
Can I get a couple follow-ups for you, Acho? Can I get a couple of these?
All
right, let's start with Cliff Kingsbury. I wish they would fire that man. He got to be stuck in that mansion he lives in. He love life. Send me them FedEx checks all day. Here's the thing. Which team in the NFC West is going to be the odd team out? Acho.
I don't think one is out, but if there has to be one, unfortunately, I think it will still be the Cardinals.
Wow, and they're a winner, huh? Okay, now let's get to your other point of Greg Roman. And is this the year they get over the hump? Do you think they can make it to the Super Bowl?
Yes, they can. I think they can. On Monday, on Sunday before the game, I would have said they can.
A week to
I don't know
win
if they will. Yes, because the Chiefs are the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
You got to get past this white line, and that's the Chiefs. Yeah. And the Ravens said, now what?
Hey, let's go. Now what? I dare you.
Can you read your winner?
Boy, I am so physical, and I'm ready. All right, my number 3 winner right now. I'm sorry, I'm getting hype on this turf right here. The Raiders. Y'all the toughest 2-0 team I've seen. 2 playoff teams from last year. And what's going on, Baltimore Ravens? We're talking about them potentially being in the Super Bowl. Not against the Ravens. You saw the Raiders go out there and hand it to the Baltimore Ravens. Even though that was a close game, we know it could have went either way. Let's go with my number 2. And Sam Darnold, that New York State of, never mind. I mean, like, oh, y'all want to hate on your boy? Come from Cali, go to New York. That's why Cali and New York, East Coast, West Coast beef always start. And then y'all gonna act like the dude can't play the game. Now all he is just undefeated, taking care of the football and looking like a baller out there in Carolina. But my number 1 is my man, Lamar Jackson. Unstoppable, of course. Yeah, y'all can give Greg Roman some credit right now. Why don't you talk about the dudes on the field? Talk about Lamar Jackson, who spotted Patrick Mahomes 7 points, who spotted that team 2 interceptions, and still said, I'll come catch you. If you look at the Baltimore Ravens right now, I've already had them in the Super Bowl. It's good to see my co-host is with me.
Okay, let me ask you this one first. Okay. Are the Raiders a legit threat in the division to the Kansas City Chiefs?
I just want to do a little Oklahoma drill, but you do what you want to do. Are they a legit threat in the conference? Absolutely. All you have to do against the Kansas City Chiefs is two things. One, don't think you lost the game before you show up to the stadium.
Fair.
And it's so difficult to do that. I played against the greatest show on turf in the St. Louis Rams. You play against these offensive juggernauts, the old Indianapolis Colts. You just start to think that they're going to light you up before they light you up. And the second thing is just run the football. Stay committed, stay patient. Let Lamar Jackson be unpredictable and electric. That's the formula for success.
Who gets more credit? Given the fact that Greg Roman also had the #1 rushing offense in Buffalo, who you giving more credit to? You going Greg Roman, you going Lamar Jackson?
Oh, Lamar Jackson. Think about it. Greg Roman, amazing, and he gets the most. He extracts the most in terms of what that rushing offense is going to look like. He did it in San Francisco. He's doing it now in Baltimore. But it looks different in Baltimore, and there's a higher ceiling right now with Baltimore this year because they got Lamar Jackson. I don't think they ever made him at that position before. People need to respect his passing talent, and you got to give love to his mobility.
I got PTSD from the. I got PTSD.
I know it. Let's unbutton. Let's go to war. All right, that'll do it for our Week 2 winners and losers. Congrats to all you winners out there, and better luck next time for all the losers. Coming up, as we just discussed, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens had a statement win over the Chiefs on Sunday. We'll tell you if Baltimore should be the AFC favorite. Well, we just did that segment. That's next. Oh, speak for yourself. Turf edition.
Now, Lamar finally got his first win over Patrick Mahomes and the reigning AFC Chiefs Sunday night. Ravens now have third best odds to win the AFC, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. So we just finished praising Greg Roman, finished praising Lamar Jackson. So let's see if the praise must stop.
Let's go.
Are the Ravens your AFC favorites?
Yes, they are the favorites. One, they just beat the favorites, so it's kind of easy. I'm going to make some easy money right here on this take, but let's go deeper than that. They beat the team that has the worst total defense, rush defense, and allows the most yards per play. Yeah, that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. And they beat them by giving points to them, spotting them, and giving them those 2 picks, and still catching the Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting. A team that before lost 3 straight to the Kansas City Chiefs now spots them and catches them. Did Kansas City come back to Baltimore? Baltimore catch up to Kansas City, especially with 15 guys on IR. And I told you, 2010 Packers won a Super Bowl, 15 guys on IR. Let's look around the conference and see if anything is scaring us. Shall we? Let's leave the house. Oh, look at Cleveland over there. Baker Mayfield's their quarterback. Depends on the day. Lamar is 4-1 against the Browns. Uh-oh. We know those days. Buffalo Bills, my guys, lost to a suspect Steelers team at home, even though they outplayed them. Okay. And is Josh Allen going to get over the hump? You know I love me some Josh Allen. But every game, you're going to get a spazzy moment. You're going to get one moment, he's going to run backwards. He's going to throw it to the other team. He's going to do something silly. I wonder if he's over that hump. The Raiders. I'm not going to talk about them. Come on, man. The Raiders, that serious? They are good. I give them their record. I give them what they've accomplished so far. They're not on Baltimore's level just yet. Tennessee Titans, a little up and down. Barely beat Seattle, should be 0-2. Let's be real about that. Broncos. I like Broncos. I like the Denver Broncos. I like the roster. I like the fact that, hey, they got a quarterback that's going to manage the football, take care of the football. I like a lot out of there. I don't see them on the Baltimore Ravens level. That said, if I think you're good, Baltimore Ravens, and I see holes and issues with all the conference contenders, I say yes, AFC is Baltimore's to lose.
No.
Rip this up.
It's simple. No.
Tear this
now, Ravens, phenomenal job. But if you are the Chiefs in the second half, you can kind of prescribe Murphy's Law to that football game. Anything that can go wrong will.
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if he does not fumble at the end of the ball game, Kansas City likely goes down the field, scores, wins. Field goals all they needed. Even with that being said, Lamar Jackson, 4th and 1. Still had to convert that 4th and 1. Now, he converted it. He got 2 yards. How many times does that happen? I understand. Chiefs started with the pick 6, so watch, everything didn't go wrong for the Chiefs. No. Second half, anything that could go wrong, very much so did. They're still my favorite because Mahomes still gave you 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. The defense still forced turnovers. They are a bend but don't necessarily break type of defense. Now, they broke. On Sunday. We saw it happen. But if you can force turnovers and not only force turnovers, get defensive scores, what do I have to worry about? I look at it like this, though. Leaving that game, who are you more confident in, the Ravens and the Chiefs? Ravens won, but I'm still leaving that game. And if I got a bet out of 10, I didn't see enough This is where I'm going.
Yeah, put that on the side.
I didn't see enough sell to say, hey, from here on out, the Ravens are a better team. The Ravens were the better team that day. But did you see enough to make you go, yo, the Ravens are the better team? No. I saw a better performance.
Yeah, yes, you know why? Because their formula, as you said yesterday, they leaned into what they're best at. And it's so crazy. You always talk about, I'd rather fly than drive.
Yes, sir. That's true.
And it's tough to drive when you're especially going against a team so high-powered like the Chiefs. But that's where you got to stay committed. It's tough. Hey, it's tough Wednesday nights to, just cuddle up. Oh, I'm going to stay at the crib. Okay, it's Wednesday. Ain't nothing. Then Thursday hit. And Thursday's the new Friday out in these streets, I could tell by y'all youngsters. Now, I get hit up still by the old school, talk about what it do. It's Thursday. And I'm like, damn, it's tough to stay committed to the grind. But you know what? I am committed to the grind because that's the best way for me. Best way for the Ravens. They ain't got to go fly with the Kansas City Chiefs. Then quick strike. 24 minutes time of possession. How'd that work out? Then you see a team that's just controlling the clock and keeping your best players on the sidelines and then committed to the running game. And they have better balance. They have better balance in terms of what they can do running the football. Chiefs at the bottom of the league in terms of rush offense, but better balance with their defense. They don't have the worst rush defense. They don't have these issues. In totality, can you look at the Baltimore Ravens? I know what you're doing. You're looking at Greg Roman and Lamar Jackson's relationship and some of the passing game. That's not the entire team. Baltimore Ravens looks like a more complete team right now than the Kansas City.
Let me try this again. It's not a riddle. Who's your favorite actor?
Favorite actor?
Yes, sir.
Don't do that.
Favorite actor?
Favorite actor
yes, sir.
ever?
Give me top two.
God, dog. Ed Norton.
Okay.
And Denzel.
Bet. Denzel, great. Did you see the movie?
I said Ed Norton, too.
I know. I watched Denzel's story.
Okay.
Now,
what?
I think Jamie Foxx is a phenomenal actor.
And see?
Great. Phenomenal actor.
Insane.
I think Jamie Foxx is a phenomenal actor. Did you watch the movie Ray?
Yes.
Phenomenal movie.
All right.
Phenomenal movie.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Lamar Jackson, a phenomenal quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, phenomenal quarterback. I think Patrick Mahomes better than Lamar Jackson. Jamie Foxx, really good. Denzel, really good.
Yes.
Now, just because Jamie Foxx had an incredible performance in Ray does not mean he's a better performer than Denzel.
I like that.
Lamar Jackson had an incredible performance on Sunday night, prime time.
Yes.
But to me, that does not mean he is a better performer. I love Lamar Jackson's performance. I love Jamie Foxx and Ray. Jamie Foxx won several awards for Ray. But if you're going to make me watch a movie and tell you which movie I think is going to be better before I have to watch it, I'm riding with Denzel's movie. Not that Jamie's not good, and it's not that Lamar's not good. Great. And Jamie had a great performance, and Lamar had a great performance. But who's the better actor? Who's the better performer? Not just a performance. It's Patrick Mahomes and those Chiefs. So I'm riding with a lot of you because Jamie Foxx is in my top 5, like he's in your top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm still going with Denzel, and I'm still going with Mahomes.
Oh, so you like the Blue Bloods. You're just sticking to the script. Okay. Sound like you're doing a lot of good acting up here right now because you know damn well the last time we saw the Kansas City Chiefs in a meaningful game in the postseason, how did that turn out for? They got spanked. You think there's not? Are there consequences to getting spanked? You lost some fights. Did you grow up fighting?
Only about 2 fights.
You had 2 fights?
Both on the football field.
Oh, no, none in, like, personal life?
No. I went to private school.
Good job. Good job. Did you win those 2 fights?
Yes, of course. But I was that dude.
Yeah, I asked him that. He goes, yeah, of course, too. Who won the damn fights? Okay, you probably split them. Now, I got to tell you, I know your ego, so you ain't going to come up here and say you lost both, but you probably did that, too. All right, here's the thing. When you're in a fight, that's one thing, but you ever got your butt kicked? That's a whole different. And I got my butt kicked. Brian Bimbo broke my nose. That was different than me winning the fight I won in the 11th grade. That was different than me losing the fight that I did in the 3rd grade to John Aragon. Yeah, I know these names because I take my L's to heart. Here's the thing. When you get your butt kicked, you don't want to even go back to school. When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they wanted to return back and then restore the roar. Oh, we dynastic. We're going to go get it back again. This is the start you have when you're going to go get it back again? How? You're worse on defense by far than you were last year and even the year you won a Super Bowl. Can we bring them down a notch? This is my problem. Let me finally say it. Why we think they are world beaters when they only beat the world once?
Thank you.
World beaters. That's what an S. It's world beat. That's all they've done. It's okay. Lamar can win this year and catch Pac Mahomes and the Chiefs. Let's talk. Tired of this.
This is like that therapy session
I need that.
That I've heard. My brother told me about when he was talking to his therapist, and his therapist finally just said, "It's nice to see you, Sam." Because my brother Sam finally gave his truth, and he opened up. It's nice to see you, Sal. Because you finally opened up. This is your beef. Your beef, Marcellus Wiley, is very simple. You don't like that the Chiefs were proclaimed dynastic or kings before they attained dynasty or kingdom.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, Sal, they have.
How?
Recent day, the goal has shifted. You know how hard it is? There's so much parity in NFL football now that for a team to go to a Super Bowl 2 years in a row, to win the AFC Championship, go to an AFC Championship 3 years in a row. That's a new type of dynasty. I don't know that we're going to see like we used to see with the old school Cowboys, like we saw with the Patriots when they had Tom Brady. I don't know if we're going to see dynasties like that anymore. There are no Chicago Bulls where Michael Jordan's winning 6 and 8 years and the Bulls are winning 7. There's not the Lakers anymore where you win in 3 and 4. There's parity now. 1 year, the Bucks win. 1 year, the Lakers win. 1 year, it's parity. So as I look at it, even in the NFL, the Chiefs are a modern-day dynasty because they've gone to 2 in a row. They done won 1, 3 AFC Championship games. I think you just got to accept this.
I got to let it go?
Got to let it go.
That was good therapy right there. You accept Venmo? I mean, what the hell? Well, ain't nothing worse. You go to therapy at the end, they be like, yeah, you going to pay up? I'm like, what the hell? My heart's open. Coming up, Seattle had a rare home loss in overtime on Sunday. That actually hurt. That helps a little bit. We'll tell you if we're worried about Russell Wilson Seahawks. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Let's head to Seattle before it starts raining, where the Seahawks let Derrick Henry run wild for just over 180 yards in the game on Sunday. Seattle didn't have the late-game magic from Russell Wilson to bail them out and lost to the Titans in overtime. Seahawks are now the only NFC West team with a loss. So, Acho, are you worried about Russell Wilson Seahawks like this beat we're hearing?
No, sir, not at all. They lost because Derrick Henry went crazy. Why did Derrick Henry go crazy? One, because Derrick Henry is a dude. He also went crazy because the Arizona Cardinals smacked the Tennessee Titans week 1. And they smacked the Tennessee Titans week 1 so much so that Titans, as y'all know, harder week of practice, harder week of preparation, really dialed in. So now Derrick Henry goes crazy. He has 187 or so yards in the game, 147 yards just in the second half in overtime. And Julio Jones also goes crazy. So the Seahawks kind of paid the punishment of what happened to the Titans week 1. When I really look at it, I'm not worried about Seattle. The only reason to worry about Seattle is because of the division that they are in. Rams, 2-0. Niners, 2-0. Cardinals, 2-0. So if you want to worry about the Seahawks, you're not worried about the Seahawks because of the Seahawks. You're worried about the Seahawks because you really worried about the surroundings of the Seahawks, not the Seahawks themselves.
Yeah, good Lord, you worried about the Seahawks. How the hell you talking? Yes, it starts with the surroundings. You probably played on this Pop Warner team where everybody came from all different parts of the neighborhoods and cities, right? Yeah, but you lived in a nice neighborhood because you said your parents were both professionals. Good job. That's how my kids are growing up right now. But then you had to go on the team with somebody who had to go back to the hood, had to go back to that spot. It's a good kid. But damn, you got to worry about him going home because guess what? The conditions, what's surrounding him. The NFC West is gang-related, dog. They out there sniping everybody. And you already started off your season with a loss to a team that you probably should have beat with that game. You lost to a team that came back on you twice from double-digit deficits running the football. Let me tell you how that feels. Oops. Like, the Seattle Seahawks, look, they look amazing in terms of how they have the high-powered offense still going. The big bombs, second in scoring and number 1 in yards per play. Yeah. But then Derrick Henry comes out. And my daughter, my 2-year-old, is into bullfighting. This is weird. Okay, so one day I was watching Fox, and bullfighting comes on, and she just sees the bulls, and she just all in the living room just doing this, right? She's all into it. I saw one of your boys. Tell me how cool you are before I flame him, Quandre Diggs.
Don't do this. That's
Don't
my
do it
dog.
to him.
That's really
That's
my
your dog or
I ain't
your dog?
That's my dog.
Tell your dog to get on the roller coaster next time and take the ride. He had business decisions made. His footwork. He didn't want.
No.
He number 6.
Quandre
right?
a dude.
I know he is. He met a dude. He met Derrick Henry on that field twice, and I saw it. And Quandre, I ain't even mad at you, dog, because we all got choices in life. He said,
decision. It wasn't a business decision.
what was it? Just I can't do nothing with that.
Quandre is all of 5'8", maybe 205.
You win physics. That's the one I know you.
Derrick Henry is all of 6'4", 250.
Now you're going to get my Rodney Harrison story because Rodney Harrison wasn't the biggest dude out there. I met Rodney Harrison and I heard the reputation. I was like, he can't be that crazy. And you know what? He is that crazy. You know why? Because up here, he ain't scared. You just told me Quandre out here don't matter. If you scared up here, Derrick Henry going to hit you whether you big or little. It's going to hurt whether you big or little. Why don't you just run into it? Moment of truth. He ain't want that problem.
No.
This ain't a Quandre dig.
It's not. But you ain't going to take no digs at digs, okay? But you know physics. What's force equal? Mass times acceleration.
Oh, okay, MA.
Derrick Henry is coming with mass, and he's coming with
you going to run away from that, or you going to go get that?
You're likely not going to win that battle,
I never knew you made that mental calculation of what you look like physically. Who cares? I've seen little dudes Suge Knight got knocked out. Guess how big the dude was? Half his size. If you ain't scared, you're going to run through those physics. But if you are, it's all psychology.
Here's a question I also have.
Quandre. He right there.
Here's a question I also have.
Right here.
Does the environment matter or not, Sel?
Yes.
Because you done told me in life environments don't matter
Not
when
to
we
me.
talking sociology.
You can tell I ain't
but
scared
now
of
when we
Jack.
talking NFL, you tell me the environment matters.
I'm just not scared. Look, this is my best way of explaining my mentality. Venice Beach. In college, I had real muscles, like looking like you, kind of like that. And I remember one day I took off my shirt. Why? Because I didn't have any money. I didn't have a car, so that was the only thing I had. I knew I had no jewelry. They were gonna look at this, right? I could put a pencil between theirs. What's up, homeboy? Yeah, I used to do that. Anyway, a couple girls came up to me, playing it off. No, y'all want the number? Okay, I got you. I got your number. You know, we had to write it down. We didn't have cell phones. Anyway, this is what my mindset was. The girls that didn't come up to me, I had to go talk to them. What's up? If I don't go over there, it's a no. I ain't getting their number. If I do go over there, it's either a no, which I already started from, or it's a yes. Quandre, if you don't run up to Derrick Henry trying to bring that pain, you about to get ran over. But if you do run up to him like you want something, maybe you get the number. Maybe.
Emmanuel Acho does not approve this
Derrick
message.
Henry coming out, he was shook. Matt LaFleur said the Packers were too high on themselves going into the season. I love you, Quandre. Wherever you're at. We'll tell you if he's keeping it 100 or only keeping it 99. Next, don't speak for yourself. Don't be running all them week.
Aaron Rodgers returned to MVP form, and the Packers bounced back last night after an awful week 1. But Matt LaFleur highlighted the reason why the team struggled in their season opener. Y'all take a listen.
You can never get too high on yourself in this league because you will be humbled in a hurry. And I think, that happened to us a week ago.
So, Sel, is Matt LaFleur keeping it 100 or they keeping it 99?
They're keeping it 100. You know why? Because they went out there with that 2 NFC championship games and a road mentality and were playing the New Orleans Saints, who they thought Jameis Winston was the old Tampa Bay Jameis Winston, and got humbled and ate the whole humble pie. So, yeah, he's keeping it 100.
Yeah, I actually disagree with you on this one. I think he's keeping it 99 because it was just one final shot at Rodgers. Really, what he was really trying to say is, hey, Rodgers, I remember you back-talking me after last week's remarks. I'm going to get one final jab in. Now we can move on.
Damn, this pettiness ain't going to stop. I love it. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow.